And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kasarian, and we are in Automation, the car company Tycoon game. So I want to apologize in advance if the audio is a little bit off on this video. I'm on vacation, so in Ireland, so I don't have my full recording kit. I'm not at my tower, so I'm on my laptop with a Logitech headset that cost me about $30, but I bought probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So the primary... So all the videos you're seeing right now, a lot of them have been pre-recorded back when I was at home. And the reason they were pre-recorded is because, well, I can't exactly play Armored Warfare. I average about 250 milliseconds on my ping, which is not great for a game like Armored Warfare. But we can definitely play Automation. So today we are looking at a new car design. It's the 65 Traveler Eco-Line version, running a brand new engine. As you can see, it's a ladder frame, galvanized steel frame material, with a longitudinal front engine, which you can't see because that's not apparently in the game yet. It's using McPherson fronts with a semi-trailing arm rear and steel panel material. We'll skip all that. And it is a rear-wheel drive car, by the way. It's running the new Pine Series Eco Variant engine, which is a 2.3 liter i4 with a cast iron lower and lower block and cast iron head, dual overhead cam, 4 valve per cylinder, because otherwise I was getting some really horrendous valve. You can still even see I'm still getting valve float. Cast iron crank, cast con rods, but forged pistons. That's important. Forged pistons. Decent quality. 8.8 compression ratio, cam profile at 45. No VVL or VVT because we don't have those yet. Decent quality here as well. We're naturally aspirated because this is 1965. Although technically turbochargers and superchargers did exist as early as the 20s, and even earlier. They were actually used mostly in aircraft engines previously, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, odd decision time. We're running a 4-barrel single carburetor, and the reason we're doing that is because that's the only way I could get my fuel octane down low enough to actually make this work at 92 regular. Yeah, so 92 regular leaded gasoline. Because we don't have catalytics yet because this is 1965, and we're just happily throwing that lead into the atmosphere. 13.3 on the fuel mixture, 50 ignition timing, RPM limit set at 5,900 RPM. Exhaust stack, so short cast, no bypass, single exhaust, no cat, and double reverse flows. We can actually probably squeak a little bit extra power out of this thing. And we're going for fuel efficiency, so I could get the power up even more. But again, fuel efficiency here. We're going for fuel efficiency. Let's see how this thing sounds. Like an egg beater. Well, it's a 4-cylinder engine. Of course it's going to sound like an egg beater. Okay, so we're going to... This is an Econo car. Automatic. There. 3-gear ratio. 3-gear ratio. Well, let's see how it works out. It is a theoretical top speed of 130. It will not stay there, however. Open, 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 and let's give it some better quality. And we're going to go with medium compound roads, steel. Really? There we go. 11-inch rims. Okay. We'll roll with those. Literally. That was a bad pun. I should not make puns like that. Alright, so let's go with 2LS drums on both because we don't care. And no skid. And what do we need for cooling airflow here? We need 144 kgs, KJS. Alright. let's get the grills. And what grill are we using for our non-performance vehicles? There we go. We get 144 kilojoules per second. So let's call it there at 162. Let's make it a bit thinner. Let's make it a bit wider. And there we go. And let's just shift it up a little bit. Thank you. All right. We go back to here. There we go. How much we need here? Oh, 144. Oh, we can go way up with this then. There we go. Give it some quality there. 2-seat standard with a basic AM radio, but we will give you power steering. However, we're giving you advanced 60s tech with a good amount of quality in there. We'll go standard, twin tube, passive, normal, and I'll give it a bit of quality there. Hey, we got a 40.5 on that drivability rating. That's awesome. All right, let's take a look at this. Sportiness, yeah, this is not a sporty car. Not at all. Okay, bottom out's a little bad. Brake fade's bad. So let's fix the brake fade, shall we? 19.4 miles per gallon. That's not shabby for the 60s. All right, so brake fade is at minus 9.6. Okay. Minus 9.6 on the brake fade. How bad is our brake fade here? Not that bad, actually. We can't make them any bigger, can we? So this is going to be our Eco line model. So it's economy, it's pretty cheap. Let's go with cheap. Let's go with cheap. Now, well, that's some steering now, isn't it? So reduce that a little bit. Alright, we need to go back to the gearbox and switch this down to 121. Which increased our 0 to 60. We're down to 9.7. Good heavens help us. So that's fine there. What does our turning look like? Don't go above 60, I guess, or 80. This thing turns like a pig. We were fixing brake fade. That's right. Well, actually, let's save this vehicle, because I suspect that this is going to be pretty much as good as we're going to get it. Alright, it is affordable. Of course, it doesn't really seem to have a market, does it? I have to go back to here and look at commuter. So they value drivability, comfort, prestige, safety, economy. Average cruise is at 2428. Alright, so let's do a duplicate of this. And this is going to be the Traveler Sport. Or the Traveler Super. Yeah, it's going to be Super, alright. So in this model, we're going to sacrifice... Oh, interesting. Okay, hold on. We can copy this variant out to the Eco Clone. And we'll call this the Sport Tune. Okay. Now we can't change the block types, which is a pain in the neck, because I'd like to go to aluminum block for this car, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, so, as we come over to here... First thing we're going to do is we're going to go for a performance. And see, that already boosted us up a bit too. And we're going to increase our fuel mixture a little bit. So we're at 858, right? So we're going to go up 2 clicks. And then we're going to go up 1 click. And 1 click. Oh, because it's just pushing us over. I could do that. There we go. So we get a bit better ignition timing. Throttle response is a bit better. We're going with a smaller engine. But that gives us a nice 150 horsepower out the front end, right? And then we want airflow, so we're going to go to no second muffler. Doesn't give me much performance boost, does it? Twin reverse flows actually gives me better everything. Okay, fine. Whatever you want to say there. So then... Okay. So we've eked out a bit more compression there. And we'll actually go up to forged steel, which gives us a bit less weight. Okay. And... yeah, that should be fine. Does it sound any different? Probably won't. We're still hitting the limits on those, but that's neither here nor there. Alright, back to here. This is going to manual with a 4-speed. We're still getting a lot of wheel spin on this car. Alright. Game. Guys, I think we broke the game. Tires have blown. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let's try this again, shall we? Tires are one of those things that when I do them, I always have issues. Alright, so we're going to call this one the Super again. Oops, not what I wanted. Take me back. We're going to drop the Sport Tune in it again. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go back to tires again. Now we're only at about 13.9 wheel spin. That's fine. 490s by 11. So let's... Yeah, alright. Ooh, okay, yeah. Let's leave them at 145s. Let's go to Sports Compound Roads, which makes them a little better. And then let's get some rim offset going on in the back. Not really enough to make it matter. Alright, that's fine. Let's flip forward again. So this time we're actually going to go with, we'll put some more race brake quality on the front here, which brings that up nicely. And then we're actually going to switch to disc brakes on the front. Oh, interesting. There we go. Brake fade's lower. You know, I think for all my attempts to turn this thing into a sports car, it's not going to work too well. What's killing me in the sportiness department? I know the steering's probably biting me in the back, but... Detail stats. Yeah. That would be a big issue. Understeer, oversteer issues. Well, so wheel spin, though, isn't an issue for sportiness, right? No, it isn't. So if I make... Remind me how this works? Nope. Okay. Yes, yes, like that, my pretty, like that. Alright. So we're a little over the sport line here as we come up to about 40. Got some wheel spin going on. There we go. Let's go over to tuning. We'll sport tune them. Let's continue working with camber a little bit. Nope. Bit too much. There we go. Alright, so bottom out's fine. Let's drop that a little bit. Yeah, that's not a good idea. Now what's killing us? Brake fade. Yeah, it's just our stats aren't that great is the issue, and they hate the engine. Okay, so let's go back to this for a second. So this thing is not going to be a premium vehicle. Alright. So let's see what we've screwed up now in drivability. The understeer oversteer issue. Right. Right. 42.6. This thing has gentle, exceedingly gentle handling. Great. Wheel spin's pretty low. That's not bad. Alright. We're still using 2 pistons here. Bump that a little bit. There we go. I could probably give us a little bit more on the comfort slider over here. Just bring it down so it just meets the top of that tire graph. A little bit more. Thank you. There we go. Alright, so we can put a little... Well, aerodynamics doesn't really matter much. But what we can do is we can go up to a premium. What did that just do? Made everything worse. Alright, fine. We can go to a standard AM radio, which made drivability a little bit lower. Miles per gallon went down, but our comfort went up. I can give a little bit more quality here. This is a more expensive car after all. And drivability average. Here we go. Look at this coming up, huh? Alright, detail stats. Let's take a look. Drivability looks good. Sportiness looks good. Comfort, not bad. Alright, so what is it qualifying for in its markets? Light Sport Premium, and Sport Budget, and Pony. Also Fun Premium. So let's take a look at compared to my other competitors. So I'm beating on Sport Budget. How? I don't know. This isn't a sports car. Its sports stat is negligible. I'm losing on Pony, and I'm losing on Light Sport Premium. I'm losing on Fun Premium. I'm losing by a lot on Premium Budget. Losing on Light Sport. Yeah, it's like to talk about muscle car. Not too bad on City Premium, though. And pretty close on Commuter, too. Less affordable than most commuter cars. Commuter Premium, I'm much less... Yeah, alright, fine. That's fine. That is fine, though. Pony isn't bad, though. Alright, good. Good. Okay, so I don't think I'll be able to... Yeah, I don't have the time to build an actual sport version of this. But what I'm going to do off camera is I'm actually going to play around a little bit and see if I can't put one together. But let's save this out, and let's look at our sandbox line now. So the Traveler, Pine Eco. 40 drivability. Yeah, no sportiness whatsoever. Comfort is much higher, however. Prestige, these are not prestigious cars. Safety, these are not as safe as the Dynamo-powered Sport, Super Sport, and four-wheel drive Firehawks. Practicality, they're more practical. Off-road, we're not going to talk about it. These are better for utility. And economy, 19s versus 10, and that's a 1. I don't know how the Dynamo 5.2 is less fuel efficient than the Super Sports, but that's neither here nor there. Total weight of the car, a lot less. Emissions, not applicable. Production units, these are a lot easier to produce, and material costs, a lot less. Okay, so this has been Mr. Kassarian. Hope you enjoyed this episode or found it helpful. I will see you guys in the next episode. This has been Mr. Kassarian, and as always, good luck building, guys.